Chapter 16. It's all about sex. The central idea of this chapter is sex does not have to look like sex to be sex. Objects can be sexual organs, actions can also be sex acts, in books and in movies. Some symbols include for men, blades, tall buildings, and lances. For women is holy grail, chalice, tunnels, an empty bowl, and rolling hills. Intercourse includes waves crashing on a beach, stairs, train entering a tunnel, or simply the door shutting behind a couple. There are many different symbols for different types of people and genders. Objects can be used as symbols to symbolize sexual components in a text. The sexual symbols can also be symbols for telling about the character's personality. Some examples of this chapter include The Rocking Horse Winner, which is a poem, and in the poem there's a young boy riding on a rocking horse. And the way he's riding on it looks really weird, but it doesn't come out and say it is exactly sex related. But from what the chapter told us, we kind of figured, hey, it's talking about sex. Another example is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. In the final battle, after the final battle, Sam and Carly are reunited, and then all of a sudden Bumblebee drops all these bolts out of it, and as bees are a symbol of fertility, so when Sam puts the bolt on Carly's finger, it represents the two of them coming together to have a child. SpongeBob is another great example, because there's a lot of sex scenes, but as children we really don't know what to think about it. Like in the episode where the gorilla is under the sea with them and he takes Patrick and Sandy, while SpongeBob is too afraid to go out and fight them, he sits inside and he's like, these are my new friends now, and it's Chip, it's the penny, and it's a used napkin. Well, the penny represents money, the chip represents food, and a used napkin is representing sex. Another great example is most of the time Lifetime movies that come on TV. Because when a couple is passionately kissing and they head to the bedroom, the door simply shuts behind them, which we all know what's going on behind the door, but they really don't come out and say, yeah, they're having sex behind there.
Sex. When writers write about sex, they don't really mean sex, they mean something else. When writers don't write about sex, they really do mean sex. Some examples are sacrifice, rebellion, domination, darkness, and espionage. Sacrifice is offering of something desirable for the sake of something considered as having a higher claim. An example would be a woman could sacrifice her virginity rather than being killed by the intruder. Rebellion is the resistance or defiance of an authority. An example would be she rebelled against having sex with him to avoid passing along the STD. Domination is rule or sway or control. An example would be 50 Shades of Grey fight, don't you like to be touched? I whispered, staring is on 50 Shades of F up. Another thing will be enlightenment, which is the state of being enlightened, to live in spiritual enlightenment. An example will be she was enlightened on how sexual she was once she went to church. My examples for this are Titanic, when Jack Dawson and Rose Decatur come together in the car down in the storage area of the ship, represents a coming together of rich and poor. And also Pearl Harbor, where after one of the pilots shot down Europe during the Nazi invasion of Britain, his lover Evelyn goes to his best friend Danny, and the two end up having sex in the hangar out of their combined grief over Raph to give each other comfort.